Before you blow your savings on a shiny, oversized van, hear me out. There are hidden gems out there that cost a fraction of the price and are perfect for solo travel. I'm talking about 5 small camper vans around 20K that people overlook every single day. Mercedes Metris. When you first get behind the wheel of the Mercedes Metris, you'd be surprised at how roomy this small van feels. You've got about 199 cubic feet of cargo space inside, which is more than enough to fit a full-size bed, compact fridge, and bins of gear without feeling cramped. At just over 202 inches long, the Metris is roughly the size of a family SUV, so it handles city streets and parking garages way better than a Sprinter. It runs on a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, pushing out 208 horsepower paired with a 7-speed automatic. That gives you solid acceleration for a van this size, plus it can tow up to 5,000 pounds, which means hauling a small trailer or even a dirt bike is no problem. Fuel economy hovers around 19 mpg combined, which is decent for a cargo van. What makes it so great for van life is the interior design. The walls are nearly vertical, so it's way easier to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, it's way easier to build shelves or a bed platform than in a rounded van. The front seats swivel to face the rear, instantly turning your cab into a lounge. For someone traveling solo, that flexibility is golden. The roof height is about 6.5 feet inside, so even taller folks don't feel like they're crouching. And with its stealthy white van look, you can park overnight in cities without drawing attention. Of course, there's the Mercedes tax. New, these vans cost $26,000 to $34,000, and while used ones are more affordable, parts and repairs can be painfully expensive. That's the main downside, but you're trading upfront costs for German engineering, azimuth car-like ride, and the durability of a workhorse van. It's basically a mini apartment on wheels, comfortable, practical, and perfect for solo travel. If you're serious about van life and can handle the repair bills when they come, the Metris gives you a blend of stealth, comfort, and space that's hard to beat. Ford Transit Connect. The Ford Transit Connect is one of those vans that proves you don't need something huge to make van life work, especially if you're flying solo. At just 24 inches long, it's barely bigger than a family SUV, which makes it incredibly easy to drive, park, and sneak into tight spots. Inside, you get about 104 cubic feet of cargo space to play with. Now, that's not massive, but it's enough for a bed platform, storage bins, and maybe a compact kitchen setup if you're clever. Think of it as a test of creativity, so let every inch count. Under the hood, you'll usually find either a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine or a peppier 1.6-liter turbo, both capable of hauling a payload of around 1,620 pounds. That means you can actually load it up with gear without worrying about dragging it down. On fuel economy, it really shines, averaging around 25 mpg, which is way better than most full-size vans. And here's a feature you'll love: sliding doors on both sides. When you're parked at a beach or campsite, opening both creates an instant cross breeze. Plus, it's way easier to load groceries or gear from either side. Price-wise, the Transit Connect is one of the most budget-friendly options. Brand new, it was in the mid-20K range, and used models can now be found for well under 15K if you shop around. That's a steal compared to Sprinters or ProMasters. Of course, being so compact, you'll need a minimalist mindset. I've met travelers who pared down to just a sleeping pad, backpack, and tiny stove, and they were perfectly happy. If you're someone who thrives on simplicity, this van encourages you to strip life back to essentials. There are a couple of caveats. It's front-wheel drive only, so don't expect to tackle off-road trails. And some of the early transmissions had reliability issues, so it's worth double-checking maintenance history before buying. But for city stealth camping, highway cruising, and anyone looking to start van life on a tight budget, the Transit Connect is almost unbeatable. Think of it as the Prius of camper vans. Efficient, easygoing, and just enough to get the job done. Toyota Sienna minivan. The Toyota Sienna is the minivan that secretly moonlights as a road trip warrior. Behind the front seats, you've got about 101 cubic feet of cargo space, not massive compared to full-size vans, but enough to fit a solo bed platform, a compact kitchen box, and storage bins if you plan it right. What really sets it apart is that it's one of the only minivans you can get with all-wheel drive. If you've ever driven into the Rockies in winter or tackled muddy forest roads, you know that AWD isn't just nice to have, it can be the difference between making camp or getting stuck. Toyota has recently gone all in on hybrids, and the AWD Sienna Hybrid gets about 35 mpg highway. That's insane efficiency for something that can double as a camper. The older V6 versions do around 22 mpg, which still beats most cargo vans. Price-wise, newer AWD models run $34,700 to $42,300, but you can find used Siennas at much lower prices, especially pre-hybrid models. Inside, the setup is super simple. fold or remove the back seats, lay down a mattress, or build a quick platform, and you're ready to crash. With about 39 inches of headroom, you won't be standing tall, but you'll be comfy lying down. On the road, it drives more like a large car than a van, smooth, quiet, and easy to maneuver. Add Toyota's legendary reliability, and you've got a vehicle that can pile on the miles without constant shop visits. Ram ProMaster City. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you like the video so far. The Ram ProMaster City is the perfect middle ground for solo van lifers who want big van practicality without big van headaches. It's basically the fun-sized version of the full ProMaster, but don't let that fool you. This thing is packed with usable space. Inside, you get about 132 cubic feet of cargo room, and thanks to its famously boxy shape, you don't waste a single inch. Those nearly vertical walls are a dream for DIY builds. Mounting shelves, a bed platform, or even a small kitchenette is way easier compared to curved vans. It's powered by a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, giving ITA payload capacity of 1,886 pounds. That means you can load up bikes, gear, and even a little extra water storage without stressing the suspension. Fuel efficiency comes in at around 24 mpg combined, which is very respectable for a van this roomy. At 188 inches long, it's just a bit bigger than a Ford Transit Connect, but the width and height make it feel much roomier inside. In fact, the 6'4" roof height allows you to sit comfortably and change clothes without crouching. On the road, it drives more like a hefty station wagon than a lumbering van, smooth on highways and easy to maneuver in cities. Downsides? It's front-wheel drive only with no diesel option in the US, so it's not built for gnarly off-road adventures. But price-wise, it's a gem. New models sold in the mid-$20,000 range, making it one of the most affordable entry-level vans for solo conversion. Chevy Astro. The Chevy Astro and its twin, the GMC Safari, are the definition of old-school reliability in a small camper van package. Built until 2005, these boxy rigs offer about 170 cubic feet of interior space, and many were sold with aftermarket or DIY fiberglass high-top roofs that gave you precious extra headroom. That means even though it's technically a minivan, it feels surprisingly livable inside. Best of all, they're dirt cheap compared to newer options. You can still pick up a blank cargo model, or even a half-decent camper conversion for $2,000 to $6,000. Fuel economy is its weak point, averaging around 15 mpg, but at that price point, you could burn gas for years before you catch up to the cost of a modern van. Under the hood, you're looking at Chevy's trusty 4.3-liter V6, which was also used in Chevy pickups. That means parts are everywhere, and just about any small-town mechanic knows how to fix them. Some models even came with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, making them far more trail-capable than other budget vans of their era. For solo travelers, the Astro is almost ideal. You can toss in a fold-down bed, a couple of storage bins, and still have room for a cooler or camp stove. It's stealthy enough to park in neighborhoods without drawing attention, but rugged enough to handle rougher roads when you want to escape the city. Thanks for watching. Here's another video camping enthusiasts loved watching.